Hello, my wonderful, amazing artists. It's me, Miss Abby, your art teacher, and today we are doing things a little kooky and a little different. We're getting inspired by fish and life under the sea to create a puppet. And here's one that is kind of a basic puppet. This is pretty cool, but if you want to go crazy, check this out. Your art challenge today is to create a fish puppet. A puppet is something like this is called a rod puppet, and that means that it is moving with these sticks. And I made this, I got inspired to create this. I got this idea from seeing those Lunar New Year traditions in places like Hong Kong and Vietnam and China and Korea, where there are people that have these kind of sticks and they have these beautiful dragon puppets. So that's where I got the idea. So see, I made this just using basic materials. Let me show you how I made it. Now this one's a tiger shark. I'm gonna try making a little bit of a different fish. And I'm making this all out of material from my recycling bin today. So, fun recycling challenge, as you can probably tell. Like this paper in the middle was an old piece of notes. And for this project, you need glue stick or a glue bottle. It's up to you. A pencil, of course, so you can erase. Scissors, some drawing tools, and some paper. I'm using scrap paper because I like recycling. And this is a good project because we're cutting it out to use pieces like this, where maybe you use some of it and there's still a lot of usable space on there. And if you want, you can use like a cardboard box sticks like this or a folded up piece of paper. It's up to you. This first step is a little cray-cray, but I think we can manage. That is to draw a regular old doodle of a little fish. This is to create the head and the tail and making sure they're the same size. And I'm going to keep it very simple and color everything in at the end. So we got this, we got our cool little tail. And I like to remind my students that fish are shaped kind of like footballs. And I'm really glad I used my pencil so that I could erase. We got a smile, one eye, because this is a view from the side, and fish, you only see one side. And we'll do, I'm getting inspired by the book Rainbow Fish. And then I'm going to do some of these wavy lines to look like scales. Then I'm going to cut it around and cut it in half to put that long zigzaggy fold in the middle. It's pretty crazy, right? I'm going to do my bubble cut. So I'm going to cut a bubble or kind of like a shadow around this simple little fish drawing. Set this aside. This is a usable paper. We can use it later. Then I'm going to cut out all the details. Ta-da! Here's my little fishy. Now I'm going to cut him in half. I'm going to challenge myself to use these curvy lines, because why not? Now look, I'm going to cut him in half and then put a zigzag folded piece in the middle. I have this crazy thing cut in half. Oh my goodness. I am going to get some more scrap material, and I'm going to look and compare the size. Okay, and now I'm going to zigzag it. I've seen lots of people make those little folded up paper fans, just like that. Now, this is way out of that forward. Next, we're going to color in all of our pieces. I used markers, but you can use whatever coloring tools you have got. Crayons, colored pencil, marker, whichever one is your favorite. Go for it. Okay, so I have all three pieces folded up. I have my tail, my head, my wiggly biggly accordion folded middle. Now I'm folding these scrap pieces that I saved into sticks, and those are going to be the two rods. You can also use a bit of cardboard like this if you want. This is nice, this Girl Scout cookie box, because look, it's one layer, there's no zigzags, so it's a little easier to cut. But I'm just going to fold because I want to use every little bit of paper up that I can. I like recycling. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Now we're going to glue them together. Now you can choose if you want to use one of these or one of these, or a piece of tape works great. Let's talk about squeezy glue bottles for a second. Now, a little of this goes a long way. And we have to take care of this tip to make sure that it stays clean and that it doesn't clog up. Also, it comes out a liquid, but as it hardens, it becomes a solid, right? We know this, we've used it before. Okay, so I picked out my glue stick. That's my favorite one to use. I find this a little tricky sometimes. And I think this is quick and easy. And we know about the 10-second clamp rule. So I'm going to put a little glue here where the head is going to go. I'm going to attach the head and the tail to the middle first. There we go. And then we got the tail. Boop. Now that everything's put together, I'm going to use my kind of crab claw to grab it for like maybe 10 seconds. You know how that goes. It makes it a little stronger, helps the glue make a solid connection. Now, woo, we got a fun little fishy. Now we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to slid the back so you can see. And yes, it is a recycled to-do list. I'm recycling today. And then we're going to do the same thing with the little bit on the back. I'm going to put one stick. Ooh, I don't like how this is unfolding, so I'm going to put a little more glue right here. This would be even easier if I had a roll of tape. But we can definitely do it without. This one. And then we got, here we go. Folded. Ooh. And then we're going to use our crab claw hands to secure it and smooth it out for like 10 seconds. So count to 10 in your head. And that's going to make sure that that connection is nice and strong. And then, ta-da! We have this wonderful swimming fish puppet. And I would love to see you give this a try, whether you make this big, crazy fish puppet like this that's wiggly biggly. Oh, this tiger shark style one's pretty cool too. Or if you keep it simple and do something like this. This is great. I'm actually very proud of this one because it can just look at all the detail. So I would love to give you this a try. Get out your scissors and your glue and try to create a fish puppet and maybe try moving it around. You can use it to tell a story or play or whatever you want. This size also makes an amazing bookmark to hold your place in your favorite book. Bye. Have fun making art.